Can we just talk? Can we just talk? Talk about where we're going before we get lost. Something, 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 something. I don't know the rest. Listen, I like Dude. I like Dude. Like, I like all his music. Don't know the words to none of it, but I like it. I think I'm gonna like get his album off iTunes or something. I don't know, or maybe Google Play or something like that. I'm gonna get Dude's album. Him and Jonas Brothers. Don't hate on the Jonas Brothers. I'm trying to tell you, the Jonas Brothers be hitting it. Let me tell you, Justin Bieber too. Anyway, so it's also right here. Good morning. It is. I don't know what time it is in Cali. I think it's about 6:30 here. 6:30 a.m. I don't know what time it is where y'all are on the East Coast or wherever you're watching in the world. But it is definitely 6:30 here, and the sun is not out yet. It's kind of cloudy, so if it looks a little gloomy, that's why, because it's like kind of cloudy. Uber, I get up at like 3 a.m. and I stop at 8 p.m. But because of the injury to my leg when I gave birth, my mom has suggested I take a break more often than I used to because I'm the type of person I'll drive an entire 4 hours without stopping. Like, and she's like, you gotta stop. So, I had an injury to my leg on Wednesday, last Wednesday, and it was just hurting so bad. And my mother was like, "Yo, you need to take breaks a lot more." So now I'm taking an Uber break. All right, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do a live stream today. If you didn't check out my live stream last time, the last live stream I did, I was talking about, I don't remember. What the fuck was I talking about? Some shit. Oh, my mom. My mom making me have an abortion when I was really, really young. I wanted to be a mother, and I got pregnant at 16 with a longtime boyfriend, and my mother made me get an abortion. And so inside of that live stream, I was talking about how my mom probably wanted to abort me when she was younger because she had me when she was like 18 or 19. And so she probably wanted to abort me. That's why she put the idea of abortion in my mind. And that's interesting for me to feel that way. you know, and anyone who had an abortion under the age of like 18 to where their parents made them have an abortion, don't you think like maybe it's a possibility that they wanted you, I mean, they wanted to get an abortion when they were like pregnant with you? Just something to think about, right? So anyway, today I want to talk about women blaming other women for why their men cheat on them. Everybody always blames the other woman. The other woman always gets like the worst, like treatment after everybody finds out that there's an affair happening or someone cheated, even if this woman is like single. There's a lot of women out here that are single. They're not in a relationship because, they feel like they can't offer anything or they haven't found the right person, or it could be a number of reasons. And so, I was listening to, I think I was watching like Gossip Girl XOXO on YouTube, and she had posted up this clip of Monica and Tank. Monica the singer and Tank the singer, and they were having a conversation, and Monica was talking about how people have to stop, women especially, have to stop blaming other women for when their man cheats because this other woman didn't make a commitment to you. Your man made a commitment to you. Your man was the one that came to you and dedicated himself, whether he's your husband, your boyfriend, whether y'all live together, whatever the case is, it was him that decided to make a commitment to you. So the person that you should be angry at the most is your man, not the woman that he cheated with. So she also said that inside of her comment section, when she did bring this up on her, I believe, I don't know if it was Facebook she brought this on, or Twitter or Instagram, but she put it on her social media. And she said women were coming in her comment section saying stuff like, well, if this woman knows I'm with this man, it's her responsibility as a woman to look out for me, and a womanhood, that's the girl code. And honestly, here's my perspective on all of this. Now, everybody knows I've been a mistress. I came and told this story 3 years ago. No, I've been telling that story before 3 years ago, but no one found out who I was with until 3 years ago. Because before that, I had spoken about being a mistress. I just never told anybody the details or who it was until 3 years ago. Okay, and so my perspective on all of this is you can't expect a woman, right? If you're in a relationship or a marriage or whatever the case may be, you can't expect a woman who is a complete stranger, okay, to put your needs and what you need and how you feel in front of herself. Okay? Let's get this out the way. There's such thing as self-perseverance. There's such thing as selfishness. There's such thing as people being self-centered. We get that, and of course people encourage other people to not be selfish and self-centered all of the time, but you cannot expect a complete stranger that does not know you, ain't never met you, don't have any type of stock or investment in you at all to look at your situation and or your marriage or your relationship that your partner isn't even valuing or respecting, and expect that person to respect and value, I mean, and expect you to respect, what am I saying? You can't expect a woman to respect and value your situation if your own partner isn't. You see what I'm saying? And it's not a woman who is single or out here living her life or doing whatever she can for herself. You never know where that person's standing in their life. Like sometimes people are just going through whatever they're going through. And a lot of women will say, well, I'll never be a side chick, or I'll never be a mistress, or I'll never be blah, 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 blah. But each situation and each circumstance is different. You can't really uh, say you'll never do something. I mean, most women, and this is interesting, most women have done it. Like most women have done it, they just don't admit that they've done it. That's their little secret. That's their dirty little secret that they keep to themselves. And just because a woman decides to do that doesn't necessarily mean she's insecure or she lacks confidence. You can't measure. You can't be a woman who is married and in a relationship and you're getting cheated on by your husband or boyfriend, and then you look at the other woman and say that that other woman is insecure. You can't use that as measuring tape, because a mistress can easily look at you and look at the fact that you're blaming her instead of your man for whatever's wrong inside of your relationship that's making him step out of it to begin with. A mistress can look at you and say you're insecure for not even evaluating your own situation and bringing the problems of your relationship towards me. You have to understand, when your man step out on you, there's something going on inside the relationship, or there's something going on with him. And if there's something going on with him, you have decided to still stick with this dude. You have decided to still be in a relationship knowing something is wrong with this man. So what does that say about you? So whether you're a wife, girlfriend, mistress, side chick, jump off, or whatever the case may be, the last person you need to blame in this entire situation is the other woman. Now, here's my thing. Okay, I've been on both sides of the coin. I've been in situations where I just been like, I can't believe this. Y'all remember my last situation? My motherfucking son's father ex-wife befriended me, tried to make it seem like, oh, she had moved on and he had moved on and they're divorced and blah blah blah. But then got on social media and made it seem like, oh, Soncerae's the big bad wolf who tried to break up our relationship. Bitch. Like, still to this day, I feel like this woman used her heart condition. In the middle of seeing, my son's father happy with someone else, this woman used her heart condition to pull him back, to the sympathy, because she had been using her heart condition the whole marriage. So now that their marriage is over, she wanted to use her heart condition. Oh, I'm going through something. And you know me, I don't have any sympathy. I'm like, bitch, listen, I will rip your heart out your chest. Okay, you will be like, I'm coming, Elizabeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, you can't trick me. You ain't even trick his dumb ass with this shit, but you're not gonna trick me. Like, I'm a real cold-hearted savage when it comes to shit like that. Because when people don't give a fuck about me or my experience, I have to be cold-hearted, right? And so I wrote a blog, right? I wrote this blog and I was talking about how I feel like I should apologize to her for having like heart jokes and being mean to her and hating her and stuff, because I feel like it was him in the center of all that. Because he still could have made a conscious decision like, yo, I want this old relationship to be over. I'm now with Soncerae, I'm not trying to, get back with you or play any games with you or even take any risk with you, because I don't want to lose my situation with Soncerae, right? So I feel like after a while, after I stopped being angry at her, it was like I should just be mad at this dude, like straight up. But after a while, I started realizing a lot of the things that she did in order to purposely break up the relationship. And we had a rapport with each other. We were cordial with each other. So it's easy for me to feel some type of negative way about this woman, whether, it's up in the air like, who's the other woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at you, I'm looking at her like, bitch, you a side bitch. Like, stop. And then it's like, wait a minute, he's married to her. They've been separated for 2 years, supposedly. Is it a possibility that they was still sleeping together and I was just unknowingly being side chick? Or is it really that he was with me and she was fucking him and she was like side chick? It's just like too much to even think about. It gets too fucking confusing. So I'm just like, whatever. So with time, it's just started being like, with a level of maturity, when I think about relationships right now, and I don't think I've ever in the past when I got cheated on been mad at the other woman. Like, even before I met my son's father and I was dating, I would get in these relationships with men. And the girls, like some of the girls would call me and be like, yo, I'm fucking your man. He got a big dick. And what? You know what I'm saying? Bitches have called me and said that. I'm like, something's wrong with this bitch. And then I've had other chicks like, yo, your man does such and such and such for me, and I think you need to leave him alone. It's another content creator on YouTube. I told y'all about Montana DeLeon. She came to me and she told me, like, listen, your man is trying to take me on trips and take me out to eat and give me money and all types of shit. I think you need to leave his ass. Right? This is how Montana was. She was like, yo, he really on my job. Like, straight up. You need to leave him. And so I listened to her. She was like, you need to get your ring back. Because I was engaged to him, and it got me this big weird ring, which was like hanging off my finger. So it kind of felt like it wasn't meant for me. Like, it didn't feel right on my hand. And I was showing her my ring, and she just was like, girl, you need to get that ring back to him because he is not really, in this. So I was like, all right, fine. You know what I'm saying? And I trusted her and I listened to her, and she gave me some good advice, and that was some really good advice. But I think as the other woman, you know, me being in the position as the other woman, as well as me being the woman that's hurt by the man that's, cheating on me, I never would want any woman to feel like, you know, just because another woman is choosing to be in the type of relationship she's in, that you should be mad at her. Like, you have to understand where you stand in life and where that woman stands in life are in two different places. And you really gonna have to take it up with your man if he even feels like it's okay to disrespect your situation. Like, if the fact that he is okay with even taking the risk of losing you is something that you need to think about. And instead of putting all of your focus on trying to beat the shit out of this woman. Like, I seen a clip of this one pregnant lady who had a gun out, and she had the gun in the girl face. The girl was sitting on the stairs. I don't know if she was on the back porch or whatever. And she was putting the gun to her face like, call him and tell him that y'all ain't gonna be together no more. I guess she found the chick in her house. I don't know if y'all seen this clip, but it's a girl. She basically scared as shit, like calling the dude, telling him she not gonna fuck with him anymore. And behind her is like a pit bull. I don't know if y'all seen it, but this pregnant girl is just putting this gun in her face, like, bitch, call him and tell him, you ain't gonna kick it with him no more. And she basically saying, listen, I thought y'all wasn't together. You have to understand, a lot of these men be lying. Like, niggas be lying. Let me tell you something. If one more man lied to me about how he's affiliated with another chick, I swear to God, I'm going to This Is Sparta his ass right in the chest. Okay? Because I can't take it no more. I'm at the point where you don't want to play them games with me. I will be on the next episode of Snapped. That's my level of crazy right now. And the last person I'm going to go after is her. It's going to be, I'm coming for you, dude, because you disrespected me more than she did. She a complete stranger. She don't know me. Why would she have some type of investment in me? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody know what the girl code is. Not everybody following the girl code. Shit, not everybody been programmed to just automatically believe that the girl code is, don't mess with my man. I'm gonna be the one that bring it to you. No, fuck that. I'm not gonna be the one that bring it to you. Thank you for telling me, boo. Thank you for helping me out. I'm glad I found this out now and not later. Now I can go ahead and admit to strangling his ass. Okay, I'm gonna get it. You ain't gotta worry about me coming after you. I get it, boo. I get it. Okay? Like, I don't know why these women I don't know. Oh, that's the street cleaner. Yeah, that's the street cleaner. Listen, he mopping the floor. I'ma mop the floor with his ass. Not you, boo. You ain't even got to worry. I ain't coming after you. Cause you single. You didn't make no commitment to me. You don't know me like that. You ain't in love with me. We don't have kids together, bills together. We ain't make plans together. None of that. So why would I be mad at you? Why would I be mad at you? Whether you knew about me or not, boo. Whether you knew I exist, let me respect where you stand in life. It doesn't mean that you're insecure. That's just where you stand in life. Because I remember where I was standing 10 years ago when I decided to be some dude's mistress. I was like, you know what? I can't take this no more. I just can't. I can't be in a relationship with a dude. I can't do nothing but have fun, chill, have a drink, fuck sometimes, and be cool. That's all I could do. And you could do that with a single dude if you want to, or you could do, listen, 9 times out of 10, you doing it with a person who allows it. You're not even thinking about whether they're in a relationship or not, whether they're in a marriage, whether what the fuck they're doing. You just like, listen, as long as they allowing it, I'm with you. You cool, you sexy, you know, you want to go hang out, you want to go see a movie, you want to go to the bar, you want to fuck sometimes. That's usually how it works. It isn't like, oh, let me think about my future or what could possibly happen or the consequence. This man is really just. Oh, I see what he doing. Yeah, he mopping the floor. We got street cleaners here, guys. They don't play about cleanliness around here. They cleaning everything. Everything is clean. They got street cleaners every day. Everywhere you go, all over this place. Everywhere you go, mopping the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like it be loud too, all day, every day. Somebody cleaning up. Anyway. So I'm not going to expect another woman to have some type of strange investment simply because I'm a woman. Of course, as one woman, I can relate to another woman, or a woman could relate to me. You know what I mean? She could relate to me, and we could be, you know, cool or not cool. Or I mean, it just depends. Like I cannot just expect some strange woman I never met that don't know me or know the value of me, or I don't even know if the nigga been lying to her about me. So I can't even be sitting here looking at her like, bitch, you knew. Unless she was my friend. If she was my friend, then it'd be like, bitch, you knew. You knew I was with him. You knew. It's different when it's your friend. Like if it's your friend or somebody you know, coworker or something who keeps seeing you with your man all the time, and then they still sleeping with your man, then you could be mad, bitch. But but to be mad at some complete strange girl that don't know you, nah, that's you know. And to me, that's not insecure. A lot of people think, oh, that means she's insecure and blah blah blah. Nah, it could just mean a whole nother thing. Like either way, if it's not she insecure, right? It's something else negative going on with her that's making her do it. And you ain't in position to judge nobody for nothing, because there's been times where you've been insecure, you've been down, or you've been whatever, and it's made you do some type of behavior that ain't necessarily the prettiest. You understand what I'm saying? So blaming the other woman for shit. This man is just coming back. Ooh, let me just roll my window up because he coming back. Roll around. He trying to make sure this place is clean. I'm in the Walmart parking lot, by the way. I'm in the Walmart parking lot. I'm in San Leandro. That ain't nowhere near my house, by the way. San Leandro is far. Okay, it's from my house. So anyway, like I said, I've been the other woman, and I've been in the situation where it wasn't necessarily like, put it like this. I was in a love triangle, and being in that love triangle didn't make me like, you know, it taught me a lesson, right, on how to understand the behaviors and sociology of people, understanding how people operate. And sometimes you'll never be able to understand exactly why something or said something, but usually 9 times out of 10 it's reflection of them as a person, right? And sometimes you got to have a level of sympathy and understanding for two sets of people. Like some people just deal with pain or their own emotional issues by cheating, by lying, by sleeping around. I remember when Jay-Z was talking about why he cheated on Beyonce and how it had nothing to do with her. It had a lot to do with where he stood and how he had a level of insecurity, or he had a level of to where he wasn't loving himself. So this is what made him do this. You guys heard Jay-Z talk about this. A lot of men feel that way. I said it in my last video, the video that I did, not last video, but the video that I did, what I learned uh, with sleeping with married men taught me about infidelity. And what I noticed is that a married man will cheat on his wife, right? Because something happening inside of their sex life isn't necessarily going right. And instead of him sitting down having the conversation about why it isn't going right, he'll avoid the conversation altogether because he doesn't want to experience the rejection of his woman saying, you simply just don't please me in bed because you don't do blah blah blah. I've noticed that men just want to avoid having to deal with the hard conversations. And so when you are in a situation with your man and you catch him cheating, please factor in the fact that, number one, he's been lying to you. So you need to ask yourself, why hasn't he been being honest with you? Number one, that needs to be the first thought you have. The first thought you have shouldn't be, oh, I'm angry at this bitch for sleeping with my man. No. It should be, why in the hell is he being dishonest towards me? Number one. Number two, is it something that you are doing yourself? What are you doing? Are you doing your all? Are you being the best version of yourself you can be? Are you ignoring him? Did you cheat before? Have you lied? It could be a number of things. All right. Number three, don't panic. Don't have a knee jerk reaction. Because the knee jerk reaction is what ends up making shit worse later on. The knee jerk reaction is, let me go fuck this bitch up right now. I'm about to drive up to this bitch job right now. I'm about to run up on this bitch at the club right now. I'm about to do such and such right now. That's the knee jerk reaction. And a lot of us got a lot to lose. So that's the last thing we need to do. Like I said to my mother the other day, I was talking to her about Sidonian Priest, the gruesome twosome. That's what I call them. I call Sidonian Priest the gruesome twosome. So so I said, Mom, let me tell you something. And I was talking to Nikita about this too, my moderator. She knows what I'm about to say. I was talking about how I can't wait to put my paws on that nigga. Like, if I ever see him, I don't even think I'm going to be calm enough to have cordial conversation with him. I'm just going to yank his ass or pick up something and knock him upside the head with it, right? Because I feel like my life was in danger. You know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened to me in this hotel while I was pregnant and as ill as I was. Like, I was so sick. You don't leave a sick pregnant woman in no goddamn hotel and just stop answering the phone, especially when this was someone that you claim you loved and cared for at some point, or someone you have pregnant. You don't do no shit like that. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you mentally for you to think something like that is okay? So the fact that he done left me in a hotel is more than enough for me to yank his ass. And then for me to feel this way after I've met my son. I know my son now, right? Me and him have a rapport. So now I feel like you done left me and him somewhere. So now when I see your ass, I'm going to yank your ass, right? I'm going to yank your ass, shave your ass bald, something. I'ma fuck your shit all up, right? This is all I'm thinking. And Sedonia ass is going to get it too, because of some shit that she did to me. Not because he what her or he hasn't divorced her or whatever the shit is, whatever it is. She's a fucking liar and he's a fucking liar. So both of them have caused some problems, right? So I want to yank both of their ass, right? But then it was like, wait a minute. Wait. I don't want to do anything that's going to take me away from my son. These two idiots aren't worth it. Like, I mean, and the knee jerk reaction is kick that nigga in the face. You know what I'm saying? This is Sparta, his ass in the chest, right? That's the knee jerk reaction. That's the initial reaction I think I'm gonna have if I see him. But then if I sit down for a second and I think about it and I don't let impulse take over, if I just chill, I'll realize by me kicking that nigga in the face, assaulting him, doing whatever to him negatively, all that's going to do is harm my relationship with my son. So you got to learn which battles to fight, which stuff to choose. You can't just be going out here all willy-nilly mad at somebody because of who they slept with, who they lied to, who they didn't lie to. People don't want other women to be chosen over them. Like, a lot of women get jealous. They just feel like, oh, I don't want him to choose her over me, as if that would make you any less of a woman. If anything, that's a blessing. You know why? Because now that nigga out the way, and you can find somebody that's actually there for you, someone who's actually good for you, someone who's better for you than that person. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would want, put it like this, let this stick with you. Girlfriends and wives. Why would you be upset that a man who don't want you picked another woman over you? Why would you value a man that don't want you? That's stupid. Like, I have no value whatsoever for Priest. Like, the second I realized that this nigga was even considering being with another woman, I was like, ugh, that's just nasty. Like, I don't even want you anymore after that. Like, the fact that you even would devalue me in that way and don't feel like I'm worth you making a better choice than this. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you that you thought it was okay to circle back to an ex, a nasty ass, trashy ass ex that you spent 14 years fighting with, like, doing all of this negative shit. Look what you gained out of this marriage. Zero. Nothing. Like, zero. You don't have any kids, no money, no education, nothing. All you got out of that marriage was some pussy, right? Why in the world would you turn around and go back to that? That tells you something is wrong with him. Why would I value that? A person that doesn't even know how to weigh their pros and cons and see what's better for them and not. A person who continues to make poor decision after poor decision after poor decision. Why would you value someone like that and be mad if they chose another bitch? Choose another bitch. I want you to choose another bitch over me so I can be like, oh, thank you for showing me that's who you are. So I can move on to the next guy who's better than you, because clearly I've made a mistake. My bad. This was a mistake here. Okay, well, let me move on to somebody who's better than you. Because this makes no sense in my mind. Like, if a man could lie to you, cheat on you, sleep with another woman behind your back, claim he committed and dedicated to you, and then turn around and betray you in that way, the last thing you need to be doing is putting the gun in the other chick's face like, bitch, why you sleep with my man? Why are you defending that trash? Like, why would you come? Bitch, thank you. Listen, I need you something. Bitch, you want a new handbag? You want that new Marc Jacobs joint? What you need? Like, what do you need from me? Like, thank you. Here's a present for you, ho. I appreciate your wholeness, okay? I appreciate you. You know? Like, I just really, I can't. I can't. I cannot understand why a woman would go so far as to be mad at a chick simply because a man chose her, this other woman, over herself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could never be mad at that. Now, I could be mad at a bitch for a whole nother reason, because, you know, I ain't feeling Sidonia because of what she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, she really is a sneaky bitch. She really is. Like, them fucking with each other don't bother me. I remember when I got pregnant, I sent that bitch a text message. I said, listen, this is a fair exchange. You keep fucking him. You go ahead. I'm going to be over here with the baby. Like, I'm going to be over here with the baby. You go ahead and keep fucking at it. Like, I remember that was my initial, like, feeling. And then she just got worse and worse and worse and worse. So I can say what I'm saying because I've been on both sides of the coin. Like, I've been the one that's been cheated on, and I've been the one that men have cheated with. And it's a lot of women out there like that. They just won't admit it publicly. Like, I'm just brave enough to admit it. You know, I'm just brave enough to be like, yeah, I did that shit. Because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is 100% how they be portraying themselves on Instagram. Nobody is how they be trying to portray themselves. Like, I will literally tell you I made a mistake, I did something wrong, and then I'll take accountability for that shit like it's nothing. That's why I'm called the real Soncerae. You understand? Because my ass will say, this is what I did, this is what I thought was a good idea at the time. But then with time I learned a lesson and I moved forward. So you guys know the lessons that I learned in regards to, the whole being a mistress and cheating and stuff. It isn't the karma that I'm concerned about with situations, because a lot of people be like, what goes around comes around is going to happen to you. Yeah, that's something to worry about. But the one thing that you need to factor in out of all of the experiences that you have in life, why are you going through what you're going through? What's the lesson in it? And that's the one thing that I don't think I learned when I was going through it. I didn't realize that I learned something or that there was a lesson even there until afterwards. So when you're going through these experiences and everything that you're doing, you have to ask yourself, why are you doing it? What is it that you need to learn from that experience? And how will that situation help you move forward or be better as a human being? And when I think about when I was a mistress, I think about what I needed at that time. I just needed friendship. I needed someone to not put any pressure on me without about not wanting to be in a relationship. I needed someone who was going to treat me like a girlfriend, right? Have respect for me, but be my friend and not disrespect me to where they're treating me like some big time hoe or something. Like, I'm just gonna fuck you and that's it. I ain't gonna kiss you. I ain't gonna hang out with you. I ain't gonna nothing you. He never did that. You know what I'm saying? He hung out with me. We were friends, so we had like a mutual understanding. So what happened between he and I served its purpose. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not here to say whether it's right or wrong for you. I know for me during that time, that was what was right for me during that time. Would I be that way now? No, because I'm not in the same place. Back then, I was so hurt. Like, I was hurt. I kept getting cheated on. Niggas was lying to me, and I was like, what is going on? Like, is this something about me? Like, I kept internalizing it. I kept thinking that something was wrong with me. It wasn't that something was wrong with me. It was more of, I kept making poor choices in men. And it's easy to make a poor choice in a man when it's so much sleaze out there. Like, most men ain't shit. So listen, if you're making poor choices in men, don't feel bad, because most men ain't shit. It take a lot for you to be able to find a good guy. And then when you find one, it's good men out here, but majority of men really just are shit stains. So I kept making these poor choices. It didn't mean I was a bad person, or I wasn't good in bed, or I wasn't communicative enough, or I was doing something wrong. It just meant that the choices I was making, right, for myself. Yeah, these men wanted to get married, or these men wanted to be in these committed relationships, quote unquote. But then they would turn around and do something like physically abuse me. I'd be in domestic violence situations, or they would try to be very controlling. They would be dishonest and deceitful. And that's a lot of people in the world. And what I eventually learned from all of that was that's how a lot of people are. Because I had like this weird belief that most of the people in the world were good, that everybody was good. Like, if a person made a mistake and did something wrong, it wasn't classified as a mistake. It just meant that they was a bad person. So I couldn't have any type of understanding about where someone stood in their life. I just assumed that they was just a bad person. So it was that cut and dry with me. It was good people and bad people, right? And it didn't matter why they did it or what happened or what was the reasoning behind it or anything like that. Everything was simple. It was cut and dry. It was either you love me or you don't. Either you're good or you're bad. When really the truth of the situation is sometimes people make mistakes. People do the best that they can with what they know. And a lot of times when a person hasn't experienced the type of pain or the consequences of something, or even if it's a positive gain, when they haven't experienced it, they can't value the outcome. Like, they can't value, for instance, priests only used to dealing with bitches who work at Walmart and Kroger. So if priests ever walked up to a bitch like me who was an entrepreneur, who was CEO of a company, executive, a chick with a bachelor's degree, making a certain amount of money, he's not going to know how to deal with that. You see what I'm saying? He can't value it because he's never experienced it. He's had to experience it and lose it first in order to be able to understand the significance of it. And that's usually how people operate. A lot of people don't see what they have until it's gone. They don't understand what they had until it's over. And I didn't understand that. Like, I didn't understand the valuable or how worthy a lesson was. Like, that's what a lesson basically is. It's teaching a person what to value and what not to value, what to understand and what not to understand, what to put up with and not what not to put up with. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't understand that. And so as I was dealing with guys and I would see that they would do shit, and then I would find out why they did it. And a lot of the guys that I was in a relationship, because I only maybe 3 or 4 really committed relationships. I want to say at the most, I want to say 6 from the time I was 15 to now. I'm 39. So from the time I was 15 to now, I think I've been in 5 or 6 like solid relationships where we was together for over 2 years. Okay. And so I think that when I look back at those guys who cheated on me or treated me bad or something like that, think about where they were in life, like what they were thinking or what they were doing. And I think about guys that I liked who kind of rejected me for other women, like maybe we didn't get in a committed relationship or something, and then I caught wind of the person that they wanted to be in a relationship with, or they were in a relationship with that they didn't tell me about, or something like that. And I think about where they were. Like this one guy, let me give you a detailed example. There was this one guy, people thought we should be together all the time because we were around each other all the time. We were both financially in a good place. I was owning my townhome at the time. He was owning his own home. He drove a nice Benz. I drove a nice Honda Accord from that very year. You know, everything was fresh and new, and we would always have like these kickbacks and parties all of the time. He would have them at his house, and I would have them at my house. And people just was like, the social circle around us just thought that we would end up being a good couple with each other, right? So we was kind of trying to date, but for some reason he kept like pulling away and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. I was like, what is going on with you? Like, how come when we about to get real close, you pull back? Like, what is really going on with you? Do you know what he didn't tell me that I didn't find out until he disappeared? He disappeared for like 4 months and then came out of nowhere and was like, what's up? I was like, what is going on with you? You know, he told me, he said, I just had a baby. I had a 1 month old, and that was his 6th child. 6, not one, not two, but 6. I was like, you got 6 kids? Oh my God. He was like, that's why I wasn't really like trying to like be with you, because I knew if you found out I had 6 kids or if I had a baby on the way, you wasn't going to be in a relationship with me. So when people reject you or people cheat or lie or whatever the case that is, it's not really you. Like, a lot of time it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them and where they stand at their life at that time. So don't internalize somebody's lying and cheating or dumping you, breaking up with you, because people will try to make it seem like it's you. They will definitely make it seem like, oh, bitch, it's you. No, because the fact that they ended up in a relationship with you to begin with says that there's something wonderful about you. Because you can't tell me someone's going to just get in a committed relationship with you, spend all this time with you, laugh with you, have a good time with you, and then suddenly just break up with you and then tell the world that you're the devil incarnate, and then that's the damn truth. No, 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 no. Number one, there's something about them that they don't want to admit to the world. That's usually how it goes, because most people just don't want to tell the world who they truly are. They don't want to be chastised. That's number one. And number two, a lot of people, whether they were the cause of the breakup or not, are upset that y'all are broken up. A lot of people be hurt. They don't want to admit that they hurt, especially if they were the one who broke the relationship up. A lot of people break up with people and then realize later on and they made a mistake and they're like, oh shit, I can't turn around and come back now. Because then I look just really, really fucking stupid and I don't think she or he gonna be cool with that. So let me just, you know what I'm saying? And then it occurred to them like, yo, I made a fucking mistake. But instead of saying, yo, I made a mistake, they go around with too much pride and too much ego and try to make it seem like that person was bad. They try to convince themselves and the world that that person was bad so it can justify the poor decision that they made. And this is what I realized after dealing with so many people and counseling, dealing with my own relationships, and just sitting back and being observant. If you stop trying so hard in a relationship to, number one, prove you this good person, or number two, defend yourself against a ex or a person that you're in a relationship with that you might be having conflict in, and you actually start observing people, like literally just sit down and start listening to people, because a lot of people don't listen to the person that they used to be with or with. People have a hard time listening. If you sit back and you observe people, when you start watching their behavior, you start seeing their patterns, you start seeing why they do what they do, and it'll start making sense. It will make sense to you. Okay? So, hold on. Hey, everybody that's in the chat. What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing? I saw a question somewhere. Where is it? You ever say that you're a person but still deal with that person you love? Oh, so I don't necessarily. Thank you, Nikita. Thank you, Nikita. You the one, girl. I see you. I'm gonna talk to you later. So anyway, I'm the type of person, right? Um, when I'm done with a person, like when I'm over them, right? When I'm completely done with them, I don't turn back. Like once I tell you I'm done with you, I'm done with you. Like I don't circle back. You understand? I gone. You hear what I'm saying? Like over. Like I do not buck a U-turn, because to me, bucking a U-turn is like unhealthy. Like why would you even bother? Okay, like listen. This is what I think about exes. You know how you get in the shower, right? Before you get in the shower, you take off all your clothes. Let's say you went to work out. Let's say you was working out, you went hiking, you was out in the dirt and wind and sun and all types of stuff for 2 hours. For 2 hours, you was just a slave to the elements. Then after you hiked and was a slave to the elements for 2 hours, you decided another 2 hours you was going to walk around, maybe by the lake, sit on some grass or a bench or whatever, got some more elements. Okay? You decide to go in the house after that. You smell like straight outside. You smell like outside, sweat, grass, leaves, trees, boo-boo, dogs, cats. You smell like everything. Okay, you take off your clothes. You get in the shower. All right? You get out the shower. You put the same clothes back on. Underwear, bra, socks, same pants, everything. After you just got out the shower. Think about this. This is the same clothes as you did a 2-hour hiking. You was a slave to the elements for like a whole 4 to 5 hours in this same set of clothes. You've been sweating all up and through it. Then you hop in the shower and put them same clothes back on. Does that make any fucking sense? That's an ex. Your ex are those clothes. Okay? That's how I think about exes. If our relationship got that bad to where I even considered that breaking up with you would be the solution to our problems, and then I actually went through with it, that means we don't need to be together. Because if I get to, like, that's how I am with relationships. If I break up with you, that really means we done. I'm not going to break up with you, get back together. Break up with you, get back. People do that. Break up with you, get back together. when really you might just need to go spend some quality time alone. Go get you a facial, go to the spa, go work out, go see a movie, go to the mall and do whatever. You might just need to do that. Hang out with your homies or your girlfriends, go have a drink, something like that. Not break up the entire relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not, that's like a white sheet of paper, right? You have this drawing on it. You almost finished the drawing. Did you mess up one part? You ball the shit up and throw it in the trash. No. You just take an eraser and fix it. You don't just ball up the whole thing and throw it in the trash. Like, what the fuck? So that's why I think that balling some shit up, throwing it in the trash, and then turn around, going in the trash can to take it back out the trash and unballing it is stupid. Like, it's stupid. Now listen, let's say, for instance, you balled this shit up, right? You threw this shit in the trash and then you dump some trash on top. I'm talking about some watery trash. I'm talking about some trash that got some shit in it that you, like old fish, okay? Or some damn, I don't know, uh, blood from some meat, some chicken or some steak that you tried to cook is on top of this drawing. You really gonna dig in the trash can? Like, sometimes relationships are so destroyed to that point that you can't dig in the trash can and pull it back out. And some people try to. Some people try to. They go into trash can, they pull it out, they open it up, it's all crinkled and messed up, and they got all these fucking sits on it and stains and shit, and they still trying to fix this relationship. Let it go. Let that shit burn. Set that shit on the fire. You understand what I'm saying? Get some matches and some damn kerosene or gasoline and blow that shit up. Let that shit go. Let it burn. Because some stuff you just not supposed to go back to. Love is not the only thing that's going to keep a relationship together. Love is not the only thing that keeps a relationship going. You have to have love, forgiveness, respect, understanding. You got to give each other space. You got to iron out everyday living stuff, daily routine. It's so many things that you have to do. You have to have common sense. A lot of people don't even have common sense in their own relationship. A lot of people don't even know how to have the common sense to be able to have a level of just like common courtesy for the person that they're dating. Some people just don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and especially not in the beginning, because in the beginning of a relationship, two people are still kind of learning each other. So it takes time for two people to get, meshed well. And so my thing is with mistresses and side chicks and whatever, I know the first thing you want to do is blame them because you've invested your own time and energy into your relationship. But these women haven't invested that into you. They don't know you. It's not logical or rational for you to look at a complete stranger and expect for this stranger to have a level of like respect and value to your marriage or your relationship when your own partner don't even have that. You have to, like, you can't expect somebody that know you, right? Someone who knows you and been in your relationship all this time with you, knows you, still isn't valuing your shit. So why the fuck would you expect a stranger who doesn't know you to do that? That's why I feel like, to me, where you stand in your life is not something I can judge you for. If that's where you are, fine. Just own your shit. That's why it was easy for me to be like, what, I was a side chick. I own that part of my life. People want to chastise me for some shit I did 10 years ago. Knock yourself out. That's your business. What you think ain't my business. But what I won't do is look in the direction of another woman who may be doing something that I probably wouldn't do now, or something I've never done, or and be so judgmental to the point where I'm like, bitch, you such and such and such, and I can't believe you did blah blah blah. Even if I was to get in a whole new relationship right now, let's say I decided to get in a whole new relationship and I was in a committed relationship, I already told you what I'm gonna do if I catch my man cheating. Okay? Fuck her. Listen, I'm going, this is Sparta, his ass in the chest. He gonna be at the bottom of a damn well. Y'all gonna see me on Snap, holding a little sign with my name on it with the local police department on it. Talking about some ching, ching, cheat, because my ass is gonna be under a fucking rest. You know what I'm talking about? Because I ain't doing that cheating and shit. I can't fuck with it. That's probably a reason why I shouldn't be in a relationship. Because I can't deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. You understand? Again, because this shit has happened to me so much that I just been so bad at like choosing. You know what I mean? And I'm one of those people like, and this is why I tell women, I'm one of those people like I give men the benefit of the doubt, and I tell women, don't give men benefit of the doubt, please. Like, don't do that shit. Because then you're gonna be me. You're gonna be me, the girl that's like putting up with whatever and shit. You know, just like, okay, baby. It's all docile and stupid and shit. You don't want to be that. Don't be that. That's why I keep telling you guys, don't be that. I'm not winning with that. No woman is winning with that. That's why I'm like, yo, just stop being so fucking nice all the time. You just gotta put your foot down and be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fucking do this shit to me. One time is over. One time is over. And I mean small stuff. Now, when I date, like, I know I was bad before I met my son's father. I was kind of like bad because I was like not really wanting to do relationships like that. But now it's even worse because it's to a point where you could do a little thing. I'm not going on a date with you. I mean, little shit. Because before, even when I was like single, that whole decade before I met my son's father, niggas wasn't making it past the first date. Like, if a man made it past the first date with me, he was an exceptional person because I was getting rid of dudes for the simplest, most pettiest shit. Now it's like simple and petty to the 10th power. I'm like looking at niggas like, I don't like the way you tied your shoes, my nigga. Date over. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know, like, I don't like the way you cut up your chicken. Date over. You know, like, it's crazy. I don't like how you pulled up to my house. It's a little suspect. Come on, man. Like, that's how I am right now. And I think it's just, I'm on my, like, I don't know. I'm on my P's and Q's, but with OCD. I'm like with my on my P's and Q's to the extreme because I'm not putting up with nothing. And I think I keep factoring in my son too. I don't want somebody bad around my son, so I'm very selective about that. Thank you to my new moderators. I have a handful of new moderators. Nikita, she's my moderator. I know someone else other than Mark. Mr. Live. Mr. Live. Mr. Live's my dude. Mr. Live is my dude. He has been around just as long as Nikita's been around. Mark, I love you, Mark. I love you, Mark. And if No Name comes around, if anyone's seen No Name, let me tell you about No Name. I don't know why No Name don't have no name, but No Name needs a name. No Name. I've seen No Name in other people chat. Soncerae defending me and shit. I'm like, No Name, didn't I tell you to stop defending me? Just in everybody else chat, like, Soncerae is such a, I dare you to just quit talking about her like that. Like, if you don't stop, come over to Soncerae chat leading people. Like, leave them crazy weirdos alone. Child, over here with the regular people act. Don't go over there with the negative shit. Just come on over here. It's okay. Y'all, please don't go in other people chat defending me. Fuck them people. Okay, fuck them people. As long as they stay out of my trap. I want people I don't like to leave me alone. If I don't like you, leave me alone. Like, oh my God. Like, I ain't coming over to your channel or nothing. Just leave me alone. You disagree with me, leave me alone. Like, don't come over bothering me. Shit. Goodness. Anyway, I gotta go. I got some Uber driving. But I appreciate y'all being here. Listen, of course, I'm not in my live chats as much, and I'm not in my comment section. So email me at soncerae@gmail.com so we can chop it up, okay? Have vision to stay focused, y'all. Namaste. I say namaste. Okay, I said namaste.